Jane, do you still want me to read out the motions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in the smoke all day again.
Okay.
I've got a little bit of a voice, but it went away yesterday, so I don't trust it.
Okay. So what I will do is I will read the motion, and then you can ask for a mover and a seconder, and then
Yeah.
I'll reread it. Okay.
All right, I'll let you know when I want you to read it.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm just reading your emails right now, Andre.
Andre, I've got my center on my page blocked off.
Okay, give me just a second. Okay.
I'll say good evening to everyone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tom.
I can hear you, CAO Walker. I will do an introduction when I start the meeting, and I'll introduce you to everyone.
Sure.
I can see you and hear you now. Hello, everyone.
Let me know when you have 6 o'clock, Andre.
I have 6 o'clock.
You have 6 o'clock? Okay, then I'll open the
Yes.
meeting. So welcome to our Planning and Advisory meeting of April 5th, 2022. We have present Member Fuzzy, Member Paquette, Member Rowe, and for our planning secretary, we have Andre Gagné. I will introduce you in a minute. We have a guest, which is Rick Miller, and we also have the CAO, Brian Walker. Brian, did you want to introduce yourself to my committee?
Thank you very much, Jane. I appreciate that. Everyone on the committee for the Planning Advisory Committee, I just want a heartfelt thank you for the service that you provide the community, the hard work you put in on these things, and your advice, and it reflects very well in the community and the service that we are able to provide the people of Bonfield. So thank you very much, each and every one of you. And I look forward to getting to know you all personally someday when we're able to gather together in person. Until then, thank you. I just wanted to sit in and see how the meetings are being conducted. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And it's nice to see you, and thank you for the encouraging words. I'm sure we all need them. So I will start, open the meeting. I'll need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Member Fuzzy, seconded by Member Paquette. That the meeting of the Planning Advisory Committee be opened at 6 p.m. All in favor? And carried. Adoption of minutes of the regular meeting held December 7th, 2021. I'll read the motion and then I'll see if there's anyone that has any comments regarding that meeting. So I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Member Rowe, seconded by Member Fuzzy. That the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting held December 7th, 2021 be adopted as circulated. Any questions regarding the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor? And carried. Are there exposure of pecuniary interest? Yes, Member Paquette, you're on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay, I'd like to declare an interest with item 5B. And the application is for the bond is made by Descon, but it is for the seniors housing. And I'm a board member on the seniors housing.
okay. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, so we will go ahead to, is there any presentations from the public? Rick, did you want to comment, or do you want to wait till your item comes up?
I'll wait till my item comes up. That's fine.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. All right, so we'll move
Excuse
on
me,
to the
Chair?
applications. Yes,
I
What did I
will
forget?
I will forward an email to Member Paquette that she needs to fill out regarding her declaration of conflict of interest.
all right, and if we could get the same thing that we got from council for the committees, so when they do have interest to declare, that they can have the form plus, you know, a little bit of background information, just to let them know.
Okay,
Like we
we'll
got,
do that.
thank you. Yeah, we'll add it to the agenda on our next meeting. So consent application number 5A, B22/2021, Holly Duquette, for one new lot of part of lot 13, concession 3, remainder of parcel 18256 NIP, zone rural. This application was deferred by council at the regular meeting held December 14th, 2021, pending comments from the MTO with respect to the shared access. MTO has advised that both parties have access and a residential driveway can be applied for. Comments have been received from MTO and are attached. So we did get our, in our package, we got the application for Holly Duquette, and we did get the letter from MTO describing what both their concerns and what they need to do, how they need to apply, and that they can apply online. And I think they had no objections. So is there any questions from our committee regarding this application?
No,
Member Rowe, what is your question?
I'm sorry, I just said I don't have any.
You
No,
don't have any? Oh, okay. Anyone else? All right, hearing none. I guess I can get you to read the motion, Andre, if you could.
Do you want me to get the mover and the seconder or just after?
It's we can do a mover, moved by
I'll move.
Member Paquette and seconded by Member Rowe.
The
Okay,
motion. Okay. The Planning Advisory Committee recommends to council that consent application B 2022-2021 Holly Duquette be approved with the following conditions. That this approval applies to the transfer as applied for, which shows one new lot and a lot addition from part of Lot 3, concession 13, remainder of parcel 18256, NIP 91 Highway 17 East, zoned rural RU. That the following documents be provided. The original executed transfer deed, a duplicate original, and one photocopy for our records. A copy of the survey plan deposited in the land titles office if required. An electronic copy of the survey emailed to cbo.planner@bonfieldtownship.org. A schedule describing the severed parcel attached to the transfer for approval purposes. 3, that the building setbacks for all buildings must meet the requirements of the zoning bylaw for the retained and or severed lots, whichever are affected at the time of survey. 4, a fee of 5% in year of parkland dedication for each transfer document shall be deposited in the office of the clerk prior to the stamping of any transfer documents regarding a subdivision or a consent for each new lot, for the purpose of determining the amount of payment. The pay grid to determine payment of up to 5% in year of land to be conveyed for park or other recreational purposes shall apply. 5, if any, all tax arrears must be paid prior to the stamping of transfer documents for a new lot. There's also some notes. A certificate of approval as required under Ontario Regulation 332-12 of the Ontario Building Code Act for a sewage disposal system must be obtained prior to development of the property. A development, interference with wetlands and alteration to shorelines and watercourses permit may be required from the North Bay Mattawa Conservation Authority prior to undertaking any development of the property. An entrance permit from the MTO will be required for each of the existing entrances as a change of ownership. An application for the 2 entrances can be made online at the provided website address. If there are any new proposed building structures, then a building and land use permit will be required from the MTO.
one more call for questions. All right, hearing none, all approved. And carried. So we will be moving to 5B. Andre, what do we do with Member Paquette?
We'll put her in the waiting room. And
Right.
when we are done with this discussion, then I will readmit her to the meeting.
Okay,
So, okay, so I will put you in the waiting room and we will come back.
okay.
All right. So move to application number 5B, B3 over 2021, 2001025 Ontario Inc. Discount construction for one new lot of part of Lot 11, concession 7, part 1 on Plan 36R, 8176 parcel 27380 NIP. Zone residential, multiple family, RM. The applicant is requesting that the application be deferred so that they can deal with some issues that have come in light to this on this file. I have attached the comments from the Conservation Authority, Hydro One Networks, and Bonfield Public Works Manager. So we did have all those applications or the comments from these places. Now, I think before I ask my members if they'd like to comment on this, maybe we could hear from Mr. Miller. Is this what you're here for?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm the agent for the applicants. And yes, we are asking for a deferral of any decision tonight, so that we can deal with some issues with the municipal road in front of the property. Only a portion of it has been transferred to the municipality, and only a portion has been brought up to a standard. So that has to be dealt with prior to this moving forward. But I will give you a little background. This site is for the Bonfield Seniors Home, which would be a 20-unit seniors development that Descon Construction have entered into an agreement to construct. And the reason we're severing the property to do 10 units on each is to deal with septic systems. If we dealt with it all on one property, then we have to deal with MOECP for approval for a Class 5 system. Right now, the average time for approval for something like that is something more than 18 months. And there's an agreement to get this going as soon as possible, which I'm sure everybody can understand the necessity for seniors housing. So that's the sole reason for splitting the property, is so that then we can have two septic systems that can be dealt with by North Bay Manawa Conservation Authority, because each site would be under 10,000 liters a day. So that's the background. We are, because of the size of the sites, under your official plan and bylaws, we do need to as well do a hydro-G study for the property. There was a hydro-G done when the surrounding property was done for a subdivision. We are using that plus new data, and we are preparing a hydro-G study at this time as well. So those are the comments I have. Again, we would like it deferred.
In reading the conservation's comments, they say the same thing. There'll be two 10-unit homes that will be built, and because the lots are less than 1 hectare in size, but this was already dealt with when we did the subdivision, This, however, is a little bit different because because it's over 10,000, greater than 10,000 ID, it's the responsibility of the Ministry of Environmental Conservation and Parks. So yes, it is going to be a bigger project because you'll have to deal not with conservation anymore, but with the environmental. And they also had other notes here, which is pre-construction with the appropriate approval authority is highly recommended. I also note that there is no provision for an alternate location for a sewage system in the event of failure. In addition to this, the development proposed one large sewage system serving 10 units. It should be clearly defined as to who is responsible for operation and maintenance of the system in the event of default by the owner for any reason. So they're also requiring a detailed site plan to ensure that all infrastructure, buildings, sewage systems, wells, parking, entrances can be accommodated on this property. So I guess that's why that'll be part of your review in the next month.
Yes, that's part of what we're dealing with. I mean, we need site servicing plans, flood grading plans, all of these things to deal with that. I mean, Ms. Scott's comment about over 10,000 liters a day, When we deal with it as 2 units with only 10 on each site, the calculation actually comes under 10,000 and we can deal with them. And we have already met with their people who deal with the septic systems and so on. So that can be dealt with, you know, quite easily, and will be there will be a design for the systems as part of our Hydro G and submitted to them, and as well as information with the amount of that shows there's sufficient potable water for each of the developments.
All right, and then there's the Hydro and Public Works. She had no issues with that entrance either. So I look forward to hearing from you next month. Is there anyone that have any questions regarding this application from my members?
No,
All right. So I will read, I can read this one, it's short, it's all still good. A mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Member Fwizzy and seconded by Member Rowe. The Planning Advisory Committee recommends to Council that a consent application B3 2020-22 2001025 Ontario Inc. Discon Construction be deferred so that the applicant can deal with some issues that have come up on this file. Any more questions? All in favor? And carry.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Thank you for coming.
Have a good night.
Enjoy your evening.
I will now admit Member Paquette.
Yes, please. So we've dealt with that, Member Paquette, and now we're going to, is there any other business? I do have a question. Andre, can you tell us if our budget was done? I seem to recall, no, we didn't do our budget yet, right?
No, they are prepared and everything. I believe they just need to be recommended to council. So we should be able to do that at the next PAC meeting.
All right. Okay, so yes, Member Fwizzy?
Yes, I was wondering, we had an application for consent B23 2021. I don't know if that will be dealt with, or did they retract their application? I'm not too sure. That was submitted January 19th. It didn't show up on our agenda. Just wondering if it's still active or not.
It is still active. It is. It should show up in the May meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be dealing with that application and also the budget next meeting. And if there's any other applications, any other questions from my members? New business?
no.
No? All right. Well, thank you for coming. Now I'll adjourn. I need a mover and a seconder to adjourn. Moved by Member Paquette, seconded by Member Rowe. That the meeting of the Planning Advisory Committee be adjourned at 6:22 p.m. All in favor? And carried. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Just a reminder, Member Legacy, that you need to sign all the forms that will be in your box.
You know, I went to the box and the stuff that I was supposed to sign from the last time wasn't there. So if you want to, I can sign those too.
No, they've already been dealt with. So they've been
Okay.
removed. That was why they were removed from the box.
All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
I will put these in tomorrow morning, or do you want them there overnight?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, please.
I will do
Thank you.
that. Okay, have a good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.